when you graduate college, you grow up, you get families, you do all that type of stuff, and there's less time to hang out. So we got into home brewing as just a way to keep hanging out. You know, we've always been fans of craft beer and thought it would be a good idea or a fun thing to just start making beer.
And the joke was like, we're gonna open a brewery one day, and nobody actually thought that was gonna happen. But a few months later, we started to get pretty good at it.
Decided to make it an official business, so figured what would be cooler than being business owners with your friends, so we went for it.
We're owned by 5 guys, right? And 5 of us all have different palates or different things that we like about beer. And I think that that kind of bleeds over into our beer philosophy.
Our beers are going to be kind of 2 style, but with a little bit of a flair. So while we'll follow the style guidelines for what makes a beer 2 style, we'll also add some crazy things in there that kind of give it a little bit of a tweak from what the normal expectation would be. A good example is our 401k Cream Ale. It's a light, easy drinking beer, but we throw a little bit of orange peel in there just to give it a little citrus flair at the end.
We have 4 core beers here at Vanessa House Beer Company. It'd be 401k Cream Ale, and then we have a double IPA. It's New England style, so it's less bitter than the West Coast counterparts. And then we have an 1109 Blackberry Berliner Weiss, which is a slightly tart beer with a lot of fruit character. And then we also have a pale ale.
Every one of the beer names is something that happened at the actual Vanessa House or happened to someone who's from the Vanessa House company. So there's a story behind each name of each beer.
Our beers here at Vanessa House, we of course have our 4 core beers that are always going to be on tap and out for distribution. But we try to focus on having lots of other seasonals and other taproom exclusive beers that are approachable and unique that make people want to come back.
One thing I want people to know about Vanessa House is we're not really to any one kind of beer style. So if you think of breweries and what makes they make one style of beer, things like that, that's certainly not us.
I describe Vanessa House as a fun, just a fun brewery. I mean, that's our tagline is so much fun, and that's what we like to bring, and because that's what we had at the Vanessa House back in Norman was fun.
The Lingo guys that built our whole brewery out, they killed it in the design.
We keep it pretty light and open. When you walk into the tap room, it's a lot of windows, it's a lot of natural light. We have this awesome mural behind me painted by Jake Beeson. It's a very bright and fun mural.
Because we don't have food here at the brewery, but we encourage people, if you're hungry, bring in food. You know, we don't mind.
Some places people might feel intimidated because they're not super craft drinkers or they don't know much about craft beer in general. But we just want you to be able to come in here and hang out, be yourself, bring your dog, bring your kid, whatever, watch a game if that's what you want to do.
I think a lot of people don't notice we also have some retro video games here as well. That's pretty cool, kind of give a nice retro feel, but also how we used to play a lot of video games at the Vanessa House.
So when we would try to figure out a name, we went through a lot, and we would have these brainstorming sessions, and it would end up one of 2 things. We would either wake up after saying we're going to run with a name and say, this is dumb, that's not a good name at all. Or
if you thought you had a cool or trendy name somehow, that was already taken. Somebody had already thought of that cool or trendy name and taken it. And so we thought about what's intrinsic to us, what name makes sense for us. And when we started thinking about it and incorporating that idea of fun and bringing people together, we thought about the house we all lived in through college. And so it was on a street called Vanessa Drive. And during college and throughout a little bit after college, we all hung out at this house called the Vanessa House. And it's just that area where we came together as friends and really kick-started this idea to start a brewery.
We opened the company in 2016. Our philosophy about beer is we don't take ourselves seriously, but we take beer seriously. We're really about having a good time, keeping things light and fun.
Anytime you come in here, we want you to feel at home and just you can relax and just hang out with friends.
Vanessa House is a fun and exciting brewery that kind of takes old styles and gives them a new flair with some different ingredients. And so what we really want to create is just this atmosphere of fun and exciting beer culture. So come on down, check us out, taste some of the beers for yourselves and see what you like. We'd love to have you down here.